You are listening to PastThink.com audiobook. Please like and subscribe, thank you. Chapter 110. When Yang defeats an army on his own. Sima Shi dies, and while Jiang Wei wins a battle he is then defeated. It is in Huainan, under the leadership of Wen Qin, governor of Yangzhou, and Guanzhong Jian, a famous general, that the rebellion breaks out. Disgusted at the usurping of imperial power by the Sima brothers and the death of Cao Shuang, they launch their rebellion. Their first target is the city of Xiangqing, where they set up camp. Sima Shi has just had a painful operation to have a mole removed from just below his left eye. He is still in considerable pain, and, when news comes of the revolt, is not keen to have to go himself. However, he knows that, if he does not, then the rebellion will gather strength simply because he has not come. So reluctantly he leads the army to the attack. Paramount among the warriors of the rebellion is the mighty Wen Yang. His weapon of choice is a whip of steel. It is he who puts most fear into the hearts of the loyalist Wei troops, even though he is only 18 years old. And it is he who leads a daring raid on the Wei camp. Inside the camp Sima Shi is in terrible pain from his eye, but when he hears the shouts, as Wen Yang leads the rebels into the Wei camp he rises, biting down on his quilt to stifle the cries of pain. The rebel attack initially creates panic among the Wei soldiers, and in the ensuing confusion many are killed. But slowly they regain their confidence and push back. The plan was that more troops from the rebel side would crash into the camp from the opposite direction, but none come. Instead, a further contingent of the Wei troops arrive, trapping Wen Yang. Fleeing, he is pursued by 100 of the enemy, but time and again Wen Yang turns and, driving straight into their midst, slays right and left with his steel whip until the men back off, and he is able to escape again. Single-handedly he fights all who come at him until the Wei give up and let him escape. Despite such strength, it is in vain, and not long after, in early AD 255, the rebellion is finally quashed. Then Sima Shi's sickness takes a turn for the worse, and he knows he is dying. He summons his brother Sima Zhao. There is no way, says Sima Shi, that I can simply pretend that the heavy duty I have does not count for anything. I must therefore pass the burden on to you. But remember this at all times, trust no one. For if you do, they will destroy our clan. Sima Zhao, weeping, accepts the seal of authority. Wanting to ask for advice, Sima Zhao starts to speak, but his words are interrupted by a heart-rending cry from Sima Shi. And he dies. News is sent to Emperor Cao Mao. Cao Feng had died the previous year, who orders Sima Zhao to stay where he is to prevent any attack by Wu in such an unsettled time. When, however, he hears that Sima Zhao has moved his army back, he is greatly troubled. But he receives reassurances from his advisor Wang Su that he has nothing to fear. Soon after, Sima Zhao moves his army into the capital itself. Now seriously alarmed and in an attempt to win his favor, Cao Mao heaps titles and gifts upon Sima Zhao. Does he really need them? He is by now the most powerful man in the kingdom. Once again the disorder in Wei encourages Jiang Wei to contemplate an invasion of the north. The invasion drives into the borderlands, but is soon countered by the Wei army under Wang Jing. Thinking that they have the Shu army trapped, who are backed up against the river Tao, they attack, only to be roundly defeated by Jiang Wei, who, inspired by this, presses on to attack Didao. Zhang Yi protests against this, saying surely his triumph at the river Tao is enough, but Jiang Wei's bloodlust is up, and he moves forward anyway. Chen Tai moves his army of Wei troops to the defense of Didao. Jiang Wei is fooled into an attack which leads him and his men into an ambush set by the experienced Wei general Deng Ai, and once again he is defeated. He withdraws to Guanzhong, but he is already planning his next invasion of Wei. Will this be any more successful? We will find out.